What's up, everybody? We're back. John Delarose here, the leading Hispanic voice in science fiction. This is one that a lot of people have been recommending to me lately, Berserk by Kentaro Miura. And it is the deluxe edition published by Dark Horse. It's a lot bigger than a normal manga volume. It's got this nice hardcover to it, which always appeals to me. I love these thick, well done collector's editions. And Berserk is interesting. So I've been reading, incidentally, a lot of dark stuff lately, which I don't typically like. And if you watch my video on Uncanny X-Force, you would know that I don't generally like it. But this is about a guy called Guts. He's the black swordsman, and he's going and hunting down demons. And there's this like elf creature who he finds and ends up rescuing. And begrudgingly kind of takes as his sidekick, and they kind of bicker back and forth about things. But what's cool about the black swordsman, look at the art in this. It's just very well detailed. For manga, this is heavily detailed stuff. And the art is really well done. The pacing is so fast, you can just like pour right through this. I read this volume in like an hour, and it's huge. And he's got this demon mark on his neck or whatever, which like, I guess gets him into trouble and brings demons to him and things like that. But he always goes and hunts down these demons, and they get really interesting manga-style demons here, which he has to fight. And he's got a giant sword, and there's backstory about his giant sword in here and all that, and why he carries a giant sword. Pretty neat. But his struggle seems unending and nihilistic at times, and the demons are always trying to sort of lull him into nihilism, I guess, saying everybody dies, and he's got a little bit of an attitude at first where it's like, you know what, if people can't fight back and they're worthless, they're not worthy to live anyway. I don't even care. And he fights the demons, but eventually, like the elf fairy creature, which flies and is his little sidekick, gives him a little bit of a consciousness. And this guy's bright-eyed and innocent, and he sees the horrors and he knows they're horrors, and he knows the black swordsman has the ability. Look at that art! Wow. The ability to fix them. So while you've got the gore, you've got the darkness in this entire thing, you've actually got a character that's really starting to firm himself up into like, I must do what's right. And that's the difference between this and something like Uncanny X-Force, where they're just kind of pontificating over whether they're just doing the wrong thing all the time and not really fixing anything. He knows what evil is. He knows how to fight it, and he knows he's the only one who can do it. And even though he drags his feet and has to like fight his internal nihilism sometimes, he overcomes it. Beautiful big splash pages right here with tremendous detail. Just great stuff all the way around. This is a hero, and he travels from town to town, and there's really two storylines in this. First one really sets him up, and you kind of learn who he is as this whole thing goes on. And then he goes to this town where there's like this evil guy, and he tried to take down heretics a long time ago, and has seized control and is afraid of dying, and ended up killing his wife. And he's raising a daughter, and he's keeping her in a tower like Rapunzel to try to keep her from the evils of the world and all that. Well, he's lost his humanity in all of this and the way he's been doing things, and became a demon himself. And he eventually like appeals to these like even bigger demons. You worry for the hero's life as the black swordsman in this as it goes on. And look at that. Oh my gosh. So gory, but like, it actually works for the story. It kind of matters for the story. And so I don't mind it. I'm not going to turn to certain pages past this because there's some nudity and things like that in here that get a little over the top raunchy, made me uncomfortable a little bit. Don't want to put that on the tube here. But it explains certain aspects of the story, and it's important to the story. It's not done in a fashion that's trying to turn you on or anything like that. So great storyline. I love how this progresses. I love how that then goes. And eventually we get into some backstory about how he kind of came to be. And we show his youthfulness as he learns to be the Black Knight and gets trained. and he gets held down by this dude. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if this is like an attempted rape or if it's if he's going to try to kill him. I don't know, but it ends right here. And so we're learning why he kind of has the sentiments he has. Like I said, I read this really quickly. The art's beautiful. The storylines are just so epic already. That is just this is really great stuff. And so even though it's got the heavy darkness to it, I found myself completely enthralled. Really well done all the way around. Probably 9 out of 10. I'm gonna just dock it a point just because it goes a little too far in some places, and I just, I don't really want to see that sometimes. And I know that's the standard these days for every story, seems like, but I want it to not be the standard anymore. Anyway, great stuff. If you like knights, if you like fantasy, this is an interesting take on fantasy that's very different than anything else out there. Well worth the read. So check it out. Have you read Berserk? Let me know. Leave a comment and hit that like and subscribe button, everybody. I'll talk to you soon.